Hey everyone, Steve from Stevivor here with a Collectibles guide for Seattle Day 2 Hillcrest. Now this is what the chapter starts like, and you'll find your first trading card literally by turning around and jumping down into this little pit and checking in the back of this truck. Now the next workbench, the first workbench I should say, is in the clothing store, which is just to the right from where you start the chapter. If you head in and through this hole in the wall to get into the basement, there's a bunch of things to find. We went to the workbench first because it's literally right in front of you. And from the workbench, if you turn to the left, you will get your first artifact, which is a drawing of Boris.
It's pretty good.
Now in the same area, you're going to find the second artifact. It's in this little strip of shops that you start at. Go into the laundromat, go to the back room, and it should be sitting on a desk. We've had that one before. Anyway, the third artifact. Once you get to the next section, you'll see some WLF people kind of off on the right when you first jump in. Head behind you, go to the left, go all the way around this kind of dead-end path, but at the end of the dead-end path, you go up this little bit. There's a shop, and there's a couple things in the shop. The first thing we're going to grab, though, is on this main center thing. It's the first artifact, or the third artifact, the first in this building. There's only one. Behind the artifact, though, there is a trading card, and it's sort of hidden. It's kind of like nestled in one of these boxes. So turn around. You might want to use your flashlight, and just make sure you grab it before you continue. Now, Artifact 4, when you get back to kind of where you started off this section, head a little bit ahead, go into this bookstore along the left-hand side, and like most of the artifacts, it's just sitting out in the open on a table. Once you're done with that, head outside the bookstore, and directly beside it there's this giant WLF banner or flag. If you interact with it, you'll get a journal entry, the journal entry of the chapter. Now, Workbench 2 is part of the story, basically. You'll progress a little bit, you'll jump into this bike repair shop, and it's right ahead of you, alongside a trap mine.
Some kind of bump.
Now, in the same area, if you turn behind you and look to the right, there is a trading card in the wheel spokes of this bike. Did you do that as a kid? I never did. Should have. Anyway, artifact number 5 is right in this same area. Just head into the room just beside, and it will be on a desk. Now there's a training manual to get next. It's in this liquor store, but you have to go basically into the liquor store and down. That's nothing. You didn't need to get that. Unless you need supplies, obviously. Down, there is a shambler nest here. If you haven't taken them out, you'll need to do that, obviously. Or you could sneak, I suppose, and get around. But the main idea is to get through this nest into a little crawl space, up and into... There you go. Up and into a toy store. And the training manual, the precision training manual, is sitting just on a shelf. Or sorry, it's not on the shelf, it's on the ground. Just there. I'm paying attention. Now continue on into this next kind of area of shops, and you'll see a tattoo parlor. There's a note just in the back room of the tattoo parlor that you can grab. Right there. Now there is a safe just behind this, so if you go through that open door, you'll see this kind of like alleyway. Hurry up, there we go. You'll see an alleyway with this bin blocking a door. Make sure you're ready for it. Pull the bin out of the way, open the door. I was trying to be smart, I think, and like funnel them, because like you can hear them, obviously. I was trying to kind of like get it so they had very limited range of motion. I think I was making it more difficult than I needed to. Anyway, get in, kill the bad guys, muck around with the bin some more. Whoops. There is a safe in there, and there's also some gear in the safe. The combination, as you can see, is 30, 82, 65, duty, and the safe is just inside here. You'll see it.
Fuck was that? Looks like they've been locked in here for years. Oh shit. Good.
Now next is an artifact. If you continue along, you will get to this pet shop store, and it will kind of lead into a tavern area. It's pretty hard to miss, but before you go to the tavern, head to the back room of the pet shop, take a look on the shelf there, or the desk, or the whatever that surface is for this artifact. Then head on into the next area, which is like the tavern, the bar, the pub, whatever you want to call it. You will find that 8th artifact on a wall, so once you kind of go through the pub into this kitchen area, it's just sitting on the wall as you enter the kitchen area. Next up is a trading card, and you'll find this trading card after you have a little bit of a combat encounter and jump into this backyard of this residential home. The trading card we're looking for is in the back of this kid's playhouse. It's 4 of 5, so there's only one more to go. Pretty close to getting all the artifacts as well. There's 2 left. The second last artifact, number 9. From that last card, just go into the nearby house that's here, hang a left and look in the kitchen, and you will snag it. Now, the last artifact is in the same exact house. If you head left from where we just were, you'll see it on the coffee table, ready to be collected. And finally, the last trading card, the last item. After you move, meet Boris, get the bow and arrow, and have a giant combat encounter, it's best to try to clear everybody out. Look for that house that's being fumigated. The trading card is in the house across the street from the house in a tent. Head upstairs into the 2nd floor, and the card is under one of the beds. And I think I forgot which bed it was, so I was looking around at the beds. It's not that one. You have to go through this crawl space. And it is sitting sneakily under a bed in one of the only kind of instances that the game has a collectible in the middle of a combat encounter. But there you go. That's all there is for this rather long chapter, to be honest. We'll see you in the next one called Finding Strings.